Hello everyone, Jackie Edwards here again on another fabulous day. Well, I don't know if it's going to be fabulous because it's absolutely boiling. We've got some kind of crazy red heat alert here in England. So I'm sitting in the dark in my bedroom with the little air conditioner on, trying to stay cool. Got all my animals settled in with loads of water, with lots of shade, and yeah, trying to hopefully stay cool today. So anyways, today I want to talk about internet trolls. And even if you're not posting all over the internet and all over social media, the same thing happens in our life. I think we're so afraid of what other people are going to think. And I know for me, starting to share my life on social media, especially as a fat woman, and especially even as a woman in today's society where women are being silenced, there's just so much fighting, basically, and there's so much division and separation that's fostered by the media, by the governments, to keep us separate and keep us thinking if I think A and you think B, then we can never come together. We shouldn't talk to each other. We should be mortal enemies, and I should just fight you until you think the same thing as me. But you're just going to fight me until you think I think the same thing as you. So we're never going to get along. And I've been working on how to deal with internet trolls and not very nice comments on my posts. And there's some people it's a trick. I mean, sometimes you can just tell it's a troll, and it's delete, block, move on with your day. Sometimes it's a little bit trickier to tell, are they just a troll, or they're just having a bad day. Sometimes people have bad days, and not everybody or wants to, or is ready to have an elevated conversation, or is ready to feel their feelings and kind of do the mindset work to improve your day. So they want to take it out on other people. So there's been a couple of examples recently on some of my posts. So it was probably 2 weeks ago. I had a post. I don't even know what it's about. I forget now, but I think it was me. So I had a little post of me something about wearing a bikini, basically. So I posted a little GIF because, oh my god, I love making GIFs. So it was a little GIF of me in my bathing suit with my big sun hat. So it's in front of me for a little bit, and then sometimes it's not in front of me. So I said something about, why don't you want to wear a bikini? Basically saying all bodies are amazing. We should wear a bikini if we want to. And here's a little picture of me in my bikini. And somebody said, I don't believe you. I would, you've got this big hat in front of you. So, what the hell are you talking about? You're hiding behind your hat. Paraphrasing, they didn't say it exactly like that, but it was something about I don't believe what you're saying because you're hiding behind this hat. And I was oh, that's interesting. And I was so I looked at it and I was well, I could see how she would think that that's what's happening, that I'm hiding behind my hat. But really, I just thought it was the cutest little GIF ever. And I was I made a GIF and there's me dancing with my little hat, and I just put a bunch of pictures together and made a GIF. But I could have just deleted and blocked that troll and been fuck off, what are you talking about? But instead I put a reply, and I was oh, well, I thought it was just a cute gif of me in a bikini dancing with my hat. So I was I wasn't hiding behind my hat. And then I posted a picture. I was well, here you go, you can see me in my full bikini, and here's a picture. And I fully expected to get some crazy internet troll response to that. And actually I got a really nice response from the lady. And I was oh, so she wasn't an internet troll. She really thought I was hiding behind my hat and just pretending I was confident in my bikini. I was oh, I'm really glad that I responded the way I responded, and kind of fostered a discussion and had a nice chat about it, instead of just deleting or blocking or just starting a fight and saying, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, what's wrong with you, blah 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 blah. And I like to use that, be can I see the other person's side of what they're saying? And again, even in real life, I'm learning to do this better, because initially in real life, I was you don't believe what I believe? Out. we can't be friends. Especially on some of these fundamental, pro-choice, pro-life decisions. I would be look, I'm pro-choice. If you aren't, if you want to take away my bodily rights, we can't be friends. I can't talk to you. We're done. I'm oh, but is that really the way to change the world? Like, is me just like, delete, block, ban, you have different opinion than me, we're done, we can never talk again. Is that going to change the world? Or is me like, I'm going to argue with every internet troll, every person that disagrees with me, I'm just going to argue and fight with you and like belittle your ideas and opinions. Is that going to change the world? Probably not. Deleting, blocking, banning, not going to change the world? Probably not. So I was like, what are my other options? So now my first kind of go-to is, let's open a discussion with love and caring and connection. Because again, I make mistakes all the time on things, and not all of my beliefs are perfect. Because we've all got that social conditioning in there. We've all got cultural conditioning from generations that have gone before us in our cultures, in our families. Like, we're all different, we're all raised differently, we've all got different beliefs that we might not even know are like planted in there just because they've been there so long. So I'm like, well, if I can make mistakes, and if sometimes I realize that my ideas and my thoughts are wrong, then I'm sure other people have that as well. And just because I know my way is the right way on some of these things, they have that same feeling that they know their way is the right way. And my shouting at them or deleting and blocking them isn't going to change that. But if I can really connect with that love and think, but we're all just people living our best lives. We're all people doing what we think is the best. And I may not agree with what they think and the way that they're going about it, but does that make them any less worthy as a person? And it doesn't. Like, we're all born 100% worthy. Because if our worthiness was based on, like, what we thought and said and believed, then, like, a little baby isn't worthy because they don't have any, like, thoughts or beliefs. Like, they can't do anything. So are they less worthy? Do we only get more worthy as we age? Like, how does it work? How can we base worthiness on, like, what we do, what we think, and how we act? We can't. So all of us are equally worthy. Whether I think you're a horrible person, or evil, or you've murdered a whole bunch of people, we're all worthy. 100%, we are all humans. So how can I reconcile this with, like, good versus bad, and people being good versus bad? And I'm like, well, what if we don't have to? And this is kind of a huge sidetrack from what I was going to talk about. So we're not going to go there because that gets way too big. And I've actually read a really amazing book. Yeah, we'll discuss that another time. That kind of goes into, like, the good girl, bad girl thing, because we've all been raised to, like, be good. But what if good is just, like, a thought in our mind that we've been taught, like, this is good and this is bad, and other people have been taught different things? And what if we're wrong about good versus bad? So anyways, back to internet trolls. So I had another comment, I think it was over this weekend, and now this one I was pretty sure was a troll, because it was on a post about, like, basically loving yourself. So I don't even know what the photo says, but it basically, like, the whole premise of the post was, like, you should appreciate yourself first, like, you're going to be your own best friend, like, just loving yourself. And even though, like, I mess up all the time, even though I'm fat, even though all these bad things happen, like, I can still love myself. And I thought it was a lovely post about just self-appreciation, basically. And there was a comment on there about, keep your leftist bollocks to yourself, and then hashtag you're part of the problem. And I'm like, well, that's really weird. I was like, I wonder what I posted. And that's when I went back and I looked at the post and I'm like, but there's nothing political in this post. There's nothing even really feminist in this post. It's just a post about self-love and self-appreciation. So I was like, now maybe we'll give this person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they didn't read the post. Maybe they're not a troll. Maybe they just saw, like, my name pop up that says Fabulously Fat Feminist, and they're like, oh, feminism bad. This post is probably some horrible feminist crap, and I'll just post, you know, my anti-feminism, anti-leftist post on here. And it had a cute little GIF, and I love a GIF. So I was like, I'll reply to this person. And I was nice. I was like, well, I don't know if you're, you know, a troll, but have you actually read this post? You know, this post is about self-love and appreciation. I don't think it's anything political. And even if you have different political beliefs than me, I still would hope that you would love yourself. And I put a cute little GIF, I'm sure. And so then they wrote back, and it was just like, they obviously hadn't read it, and it was just I think it was just a GIF, and it was just like, oh, you're full of shit kind of GIF. And I was like, okay, now this person, they don't want to try. They don't want to open their minds. They don't want to have a conversation. They're just out there having a bad day and blaming it on the internet. So no, I haven't deleted and blocked that person. I just sent them another cute little GIF of like sending them hugs or something like that. And I never heard anything more from that because obviously they're bored of the conversation because I'm not going to have a fight with them, which is another nice thing to try. So instead of having a fight or starting bad words, you know, a couple of I love you kind of posts, like whatever, we can disagree and still love each other, send a couple of hugs, and, you know, a troll or a person having a bad day will get bored and go off and find somebody that will have a fight with them. Now, if that person did come back with more fighting words or kind of more anger words, I would have deleted and blocked them because I don't need that in my life. I don't need the bad vibes, the bad energy. So those are kind of my steps in the process. And again, I can use the same steps in real life with real people. Like, first of all, you know, remembering we're all 100% worthy. We all have reasons for thinking what we think and believing what we believe. And there's so much divisive content in the world today. Like, do I need to be adding to it? Or can I approach this with love? And basically approach this in a completely different way. Because that's the only way we're going to solve the problem. We're not going to solve the problem by becoming even more divisive. We have to find a connection somewhere. So can I connect with love to this person? And understanding. I don't have to believe their beliefs or accept any abuse, but I can connect with love as the worthiness of every human has. And from that place, like, I can, you know, make a nice post on social media, or I can, you know, just be gentle, friendly conversation, hello, have a great day, whatever. And I can kind of try to see things from the other point of view. Again, I don't have to believe it, I don't have to think it. And if they're saying something about me and what I've done, is there any validity to that? Can I see from their point of view? Again, the first post where I was dancing and it looked like I had my hat hiding my body, even though I was saying I'm happy to be in a bikini. I could totally see how that person could think I was trying to hide, even though in my mind I was just dancing in my bikini and had my cute hat, because I always have a sun hat because I burn like no other. It's like, I can totally see it from their point of view. Have that discussion, everything's happy. And then if we still want, the other person still wants to fight, still wants to take their bad day out on me, I'm allowed to delete and block. I'm allowed to have the boundaries. I'm allowed to say, no, that's not allowed in my world. That's not allowed in my life. We're not going to connect with love. We're going to move on and try something different. The same thing in real life. I've had people in different situations, and I'm getting better at boundaries, attack me for what I think is no reason. Again, I can go and look and say, okay, yes, I can see where they're coming from. I can see why they might be thinking that. I can see that, you know, how they've been raised, thoughts and beliefs that are different from mine. I can see how they think this is a bad thing. I can try to connect with love, but if that connection with love doesn't work and it continues to come back badly, I am allowed to say, no, we're not continuing this conversation. Delete and block. Turn around and walk away. You don't have to explain anything. You don't have to carry on to any kind of abuse, any kind of bad vibes, any kind of bad comments. You don't have to hang out with that. You don't have to be the nice girl that tries to make everybody happy, even if they're not. You're never going to make everybody happy. People can only make themselves happy. You cannot make anybody happy if they're doing things that you don't want to be involved in and you've tried to connect with love. You are allowed to walk away. You don't have to foster the fight. You don't have to foster the argument. You don't have to try to convince them that you're right, because oftentimes it only makes them stick even stronger in thinking that they're right. So it's okay to put the boundary up, turn around, walk away. Even if it's family, even if it's your best friend for 20 years, you're allowed to end the conversation, walk away. You can always try again another day, but it's okay to end it. And it's okay if you don't even want to try the other steps. It's okay to just turn around, walk away. If you're feeling, so some days I'm feeling like I'm ready for a fight. I'm the one that's had the bad day, and a bad comment will come up, a bad post. Somebody I think might be an internet troll. I might not be up for it. Might not be up for connecting with love. On those days, I can just delete and block. I can just set the boundary with, a friend, a stranger who's made a comment, whatever it is. I can turn around and walk away without saying anything, without having to put them in their place, to correct them, anything. It's not my job. My job is to take care of myself and really look at what I need. And some days, I just need to turn around, walk away, and not talk to anybody else. So, again, I guess it all comes back to appreciating and loving yourself first. What is it that you need? What do you want to do? What are you up for and available for? What aren't you? And the more we can connect with love and set boundaries from love, the more we freaking change the world, because who's doing that, really? Like, when you look, I mean, we probably are, because if you're listening to me, like, you're fucking awesome. And this is the way you're going. But when we look at the grander scheme of the world, like, that's not where people are going. That's not where the government leaders are pushing us. That's not where the media is pushing us. They're pushing us to, let's argue, let's fight, let's beat you down so that you believe things my way. And if you don't, then we have to see who's more strong, who's going to win. But we don't have to win. What if we approach it from a place of, I love myself, we're all worthy, there's no winners in life. Let's all be fucking amazing together. And when we all believe, like, when I believe I'm fucking amazing, then I don't feel like I have to compete with anybody. I'm like, dude, I'm amazing. Like, there are other beautiful, fat, feminist activists out there. I don't need to fight with any of them to be better than them. I don't need more views than them. I don't need you to watch me and not them. I don't need to put anybody else down, even the people on the other side, in order to feel fabulous and worthy myself. When I'm amazing, I know I'm one of the greats. Because we are all great, and we are all amazing. And I can feel that for everybody. So the more we work on loving ourselves and appreciating ourselves, the easier it is to raise the vibration and the frequency everywhere. And the easier it is to be kind and loving to people that have different beliefs, different thoughts, to internet trolls. And the easier it is to set kind, loving boundaries when those internet trolls or those other people step over what we feel comfortable with, without us having to fight back, to prove our points, to show how we're right, to teach somebody else a lesson, to make somebody else look silly, to feel bad, to put them in their place. None of it is necessary if you love yourself and know that you're fucking fabulous. All of the rest of it can just fall away. And that is my mission in this world. And with that, I'm going to leave you. And yeah, check my cameras, make sure all the animals are still alive. It's not that hot yet because it's still morning here. But anyways, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow.